Hello everyone, I am Narutolysis. The character I want to introduce in this episode is Killer Bee, the 8 Tails Jinchūriki. Killer Bee is a pure late-stage character. What is pure late-stage? This character was hardly mentioned before the Pain arc. In fact, not only him, but also the hidden cloud village to which he originally belonged was rarely mentioned. I think this may be due to the geographical location. From the map, the 3 kingdoms of fire, wind, and earth occupy the main continents, while the kingdom of lightning is isolated overseas. Even the skin color has a Caribbean style. Therefore, when Konoha and the sand ninjas love and kill each other, and the rock ninjas contracted most of the small fry, the hidden cloud village of the kingdom of lightning was isolated from the world. As for the water kingdom, it was all supported by the rebel ninjas. But don't think that the hidden cloud village is insignificant because of this. In fact, after the end of the Pain arc, the kingdom of lightning became the main field until the end of the 4th Ninja World War. As one of the 5 major ninja villages, the hidden cloud village is quite strong, and should be second only to Konoha. Generally, each major ninja village has only one tailed beast, while the hidden cloud village has 2. One is the 2 Tails Jinchūriki Yugitoni, and the other is Killer Bee. In addition to the Jinchūriki, Killer Bee has another identity, the younger brother of the 4th Raikage, the B in the AB combination. AB is the legendary combination of Komogakure village. Each Raikage will inherit the name of A, and at the same time, a partner with whom they have great tacit understanding will inherit the name of B and take on the responsibility of the 8 Tails Jinchūriki. They will be the A and B sides of the Kage, and jointly protect the village. Normally, the one who inherits the name of B will be the Raikage's own brother, but since the 3rd Raikage didn't have many sons, they had to choose someone else from the village. They set up the test of Lariat. Only by reaching a tacit understanding with A in terms of strength can they complete the double version of Thunder Plow and Hot Blade. B's selection has been carried out countless times, but no one succeeded. Just when they were about to give up, a boy with a similar skin color to Ace and his own BGM appeared. Their first cooperation successfully used the absolute double lariat. This boy is Killer Bee. Killer Bee has 3 unique skills, the Tailed Beast, Rap, and 7 Sword Style. I thought of him as a little brother, but later found out that he was a rapper, or maybe a dancer. When he was young, Killer Bee was not a Jinchūriki. It was not until the previous Bee died, because of the rampage of the 8 Tail, that Killer Bee officially inherited the name of Bee, and became the perfect Jinchūriki. The so-called perfect Jinchūriki is not only able to control the chakra of the Tailed Beast, but also to transform into Tailed Beasts as freely as controlling one's own body. To do this, one must become friends with the tailed beasts in the body. However, the 8-tailed Gyūki has a bad temper, and has gone berserk many times, and was suppressed by the 3rd Raikage. It was naturally not through rap that Killer Bee became friends with him, but through a long process. I will talk about this later. Years later, Killer Bee finally broke through his trials. By this time, he had completely mastered the power of Gyūki, the 8-tailed, the second strongest among the tailed beasts. This coincided with the outbreak of the 3rd Great Ninja War. Killer Bee and dominated the battlefield, nearly invincible, until they encountered the legendary Child of Prophecy, the Golden Flash of Konoha. At the time, there was an unspoken rule circulating among the nation. If you encounter the Yellow Flash of Konoha, retreat immediately to avoid unnecessary losses. However, this rule clearly didn't apply to A and B. As the aces of the Hidden Cloud, they were eager to face off against Konoha's ace. This battle will be covered in detail in my character profile on Minato Namikaze. In the end, Minato, using the flying Raijin Jutsu, managed to fight the duo and still gain the upper hand. When his kunai was poised to strike the back of Killer Bee's head, Killer Bee's sword also pressed against his abdomen. To avoid mutual destruction, both sides withdrew. Minato's assessment of Killer Bee was, "I admire you. Your movements are the epitome of a ninja killer." Later in the war, the 3rd Raikage fell into an ambush by Iwagakure forces, single-handedly fought against several thousands of enemy ninja, fighting until exhaustion took his life. The death of his father deeply affected A. After succeeding as the 4th Raikage, he ordered Killer Bee to train in mastering the Tailed Beast Bomb at the Valley of Clouds and Lightning. You're not allowed to leave the village anymore. If enemies invade, just fire the Tailed Beast Bomb from afar. I didn't want to experience the pain of losing a loved one again. Thus, Killer Bee was tragically confined until an unexpected pair of visitors arrived to rescue him, none other than Sasuke's Taka team. At this point, Sasuke had just fought his brother Itachi to the death. In Sasuke's eyes, Itachi was the strongest person in the world, except for the leader of the Akatsuki, who was also an Uchiha. The overconfident Sasuke led Taka team to join the Akatsuki, plotting to destroy Konoha's leadership to avenge Itachi. Toby suggested he capture the 8 Tails first, promising to lend him the power of a tailed beast afterward. Underestimating the challenge, Sasuke agreed immediately. After all, what was a tailed beast compared to the power of the Uchiha? Later, he soon faced with a harsh lesson. That day, Killer Bee slept until noon, waking to another boring day of confinement. As he stepped outside, he suddenly noticed 4 teenagers at his door. Could they be my fans? He wondered. Sasuke spoke up. You're the 8 Tails Jinchūriki, aren't you? We're here to capture you. Killer Bee replied. So, not fans, huh? Feeling disappointed, he watched as Suigetsu made the first move. Suigetsu Hozuki was the younger brother of Mangetsu Hozuki, genius ninja, who had once wielded all 7 blades of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist, the current wielder of the twin sword Hirame Kare. He rushed forward wielding Zabuza's Sever Sword, but Suigetsu's jumping slash was caught by Killer Bee with his bare hands, and his weapon was taken away in the first round. Suigetsu reluctantly withdrew from the fight, and the next one to come up was Jugo of the Libra. Jugo, the source of Orochimaru's curse. The man with the body of a sage is usually gentle, but once he is beaten, he becomes a bloodthirsty monster. Jugo first rushed forward in normal state, but could not get close to Killer Bee at all. He then flew into a rage and entered the cursed seal state, but was still punched by the opponent and vomited blood. In a blink of an eye, his 2 generals were killed. Killer Bee seemed not to have warmed up yet, so Sasuke went out in person. His teammates had high hopes for him. Shut up, that bastard who is full of cold jokes and strong. That's what I was planning on, Sasuke said coolly. But the next moment the opponent took out 7 swords, which was Killer Bee's secret 7 sword style. Although Sasuke's swordsmanship was good, and he often showed off with the Kusanagi sword, he was still too immature when facing Killer Bee, who was experienced than him, and who gained the praise from the 4th Hokage. Even with the Sharingan, he couldn't see through the movements of the 7 swords in time. So Sasuke placed his hope on the Chidori style, and wanted to use the Kusanagi sword amplified by lightning release, to cut off the opponent's weapon. But he ignored that this was the land of lightning. The opponent was the Raikage younger brother. Playing with lightning with him was tantamount to showing off one's skills in front of an expert. With just 1 strike, Sasuke was stabbed by 3 of the swords by Killer Bee. Just when Killer Bee was about to finish him off, Suigetsu and Jugo hurried to help, but Killer Bee's powerful lightning release actually cut off Zabuza's executioner's blade. Sasuke immediately used Chidori to strengthen the sword to avoid the sword from being destroyed and the man being killed. Jugo took the opportunity to rescue Sasuke, and Karen asked Sasuke to bite him. Uzumaki Karen perfectly inherited the bloodline of the Uzumaki clan and possessed super vitality. A dying wounded person only needed to bite him to recover as before. After being rescued, Sasuke dared not be careless anymore. This man is incredibly strong. Go together. Don't think about capturing him alive anymore. 4 versus 1. Killer Bee also felt headache and said, though they were weak but hard to deal with, he wanted to end this game. So Killer Bee entered the tailed beast cloak state and used the 8th sword, Lariat, and when he could not avoid it, Sasuke finally remembered his Mangekyo Sharingan. Face to face, Killer Bee was hit by the Mangekyo illusion and fell to the ground. Sasuke and his friends finally breathed a sigh of relief. However, the next second, when Sasuke wanted to look back at the spoils, he was greeted by Muscle's zero-distance Lariat, which directly pierced Sasuke's chest and internal organ. It turned out that Killer Bee, as a perfect Jinchūriki, had the 8 tails in his body to help him remove illusions. Even the Mangekyo Sharingan could only control him for a moment. Let me show you what I really look like. Killer Bee released the 8 tails, but Sasuke's friends also possessed special skills. Facing a fatal injury that even Karen was unable to cure, Yugo used the characteristics of the sage body to share his body with Sasuke, and filled up the big hole in his chest. Suigetsu used the water transformation technique and the fusion of the sea to perform a very powerful ninja technique to hold back the 8 tails. When Jugo slit too many cells for Sasuke and turned into a child, Suigetsu was hit by the tailed beast cannon at close range and was directly roasted into jelly. The recently revived Sasuke looked at Suigetsu, who had turned into jelly, Yugo, who had turned into a child, with the dying Karen. They were high-spirited just a few minutes ago, but now they are like this. All this was to save him. The former Team 7 flashed through Sasuke's mind. He couldn't let all his companions die here. Finally, he launched the same technique as Itachi, known as the strongest fire shield, the never-extinguishing black flames, Amaterasu. Although Amaterasu has never burned anyone to death, it is very useful for dealing with large-tailed beasts such as the 8 tails. Killer Bee was stained with black flame, and even if he dived into the seabed, he couldn't extinguish it. In the end, he was severely burned and lost consciousness. All members of the Hawk team were seriously injured. Finally, they caught the 8 tails Jinchūriki Killer Bee, a small piece of tail. It turned out that Killer Bee was quickly split apart after being hit by Amaterasu. What was left was just a tentacle clone, which was easy for the perfect Jinchūriki, Killer Bee, and he sneaked out of the village under the pretext of being captured by Akatsuki. Killer Bee left easily, causing the Raikage to look for him all over the world. However, he probably didn't expect that the Raikage would convene the 5 Kage conference to arrest Sasuke for him. In order to seek revenge on Danzo, Sasuke took the Hawk team to the 5 Kage conference. When he was about to be killed by the Tsuchikage Inoki's dust release, Uchiha Obito rescued Sasuke and directly declared war on the 5 Kage. Thus, the 4th Great Shinobi War swept fact, the entire ninja world broke out. As the fuse of the above events, Killer Bee was now learning rap with Master Raccoon in the jungle. Killer Bee really messed up this time. At this time, the genuine member of Akatsuki, Hoshigaki Kisame, found him. Kisame is different from the previous temporary workers. With the characteristic of Samehada swallowing chakra, he can be called the nemesis of the tailed beast. With one move, he forced Killer Bee into a desperate situation. This battle will be introduced in detail in the biography of Hoshigaki Kisame. Finally, when Killer Bee was about to be killed by Kisame, the fourth Raikage also knocked him down. He and Killer Bee joined forces to use the long-awaited double lariat to kill Kisame on the spot. It turned out that Kisame replaced himself with the white Zetsu clone just a moment ago, and his real body was hidden in Samehada, and Samehada was carried on the back of Killer Bee as a trophy. So, for some time in the future, it was as though he had Kisame on his back. Although Killer Bee escaped, he was caught by the Raikage and brought back to the village. At the 5 Kage conference, Obito had already made it clear that his target was the 8 tails and the 9 tails. Therefore, the 5 major ninja villages decided to focus on protecting Killer Bee and Naruto. This time, the Raikage not only confined him to the Cloud Thunder Gorge, but also directly locked him up on an isolated island in the sea. This island was not simple. It was not only a super giant sea turtle, but also the place where Killer Bee and the 8 tails practiced in the past. He became a perfect jinchūriki here. After a while, he welcomed a guest, Konoha's 9 tails jinchūriki Naruto. He was accompanied by bodyguards such as Yamato and Might Guy. In addition to protecting Naruto, there was another purpose for sending him here, which was to let Naruto learn to control the power of the 9 tails. Killer Bee became his instructor. The relationship between Naruto and the 9 tails has always been that of a landlord and a tenant, and there was even a grudge for killing his father. It is not likely that he will become friends with the 9 tail. However, the Hidden Cloud Village, who owns 2 tailed beasts, has passed down a set of methods to control the tailed beast. The method is very simple. Defeat yourself, and then defeat the tailed beast. Killer Bee took Naruto to the temple on the island, where there is a Falls of Truth. It can bring out the dark side of one's heart. If one defeats it, one has defeated oneself. The dark side of Naruto is that he does not trust himself enough. From childhood to adulthood, he has been ostracized by the villagers because of his status as a jinchūriki. After the battle with Pain, he became a hero and was respected by the villagers. This change made it difficult for him to accept for a while. Whether he really gained the trust of the villagers, he was still not sure in his heart. Finally, Naruto was inspired by Killer Bee's experience. Killer Bee, who was also a jinchūriki, was also ostracized by the people around him, but he sang rap on his own. It seemed that everyone around him was immersed in his performance. What a strong self-confidence. Naruto decided to believe in himself like him. He had already gained the trust of the villagers. Finally, he defeated himself and passed the test of the Falls of Truth. The second step was to defeat the tailed beast. There was a secret place inside the temple where you could directly fight the 9 tails in your body. Defeat it, and then draw out its chakra for your own use. Then you can control the power of the 9 tails. Although doing so still cannot make him as perfect as Killer Bee, the Ninja World War is imminent. He does not have time to spend more than 10 years to get along with the tailed beasts like Killer Bee did. Finally, Naruto successfully defeated the 9 tails with the help of his mother. Naruto finally obtained the 9 tails chakra. At this time, teacher Irika brought a large number of Konoha ninjas. The 5 Kage had decided not to allow them to participate in the war. Since the enemy's target was the 8 tails and the 9 tails, they would hide them. This war was fought by the 5 major ninja villages. Knowing that everyone was dying on the battlefield to protect themselves, how could Naruto remain indifferent? He and Killer Bee teamed up to use the tailed beast ball to break the barrier and rush to the battlefield. On the way, they were intercepted by the 4th Raikage and the 5th Hokage. This war was fought to protect Naruto and Killer Bee. If they were caught by Obito, the world would be destroyed. The 5 Kage didn't dare to take the risk. If Naruto insisted on going to the battlefield, the 4th Raikage was even ready to kill him. When they were about to fight, Killer Bee stood in front of the Raikage and said, "Since you want to kill the jinchūriki to subvert the enemy's plan, then it doesn't matter if me, the 8 tails, die." From childhood to adulthood, Killer Bee has never disobeyed the Raikage, but this time he is determined to fight with his big brother, not only for Naruto but also for himself and for the former A-B combination. Killer Bee and A were brothers who protected the village together and fought side by side, but since the death of the 3rd generation reign, A became timid. He no longer believed in Killer Bee's power, but protected him carefully and faced everything alone. He forgot what he said to Killer Bee that year, the source of power that supported Bee. "We are the strongest partners." Now Killer Bee wants to prove to him that this war is not for you to protect me, but for us to protect the world. In the wrestling of the double lariat, The power of B surpassed A. This attack made A realize that his brother didn't need his protection. They were the strongest partners, so the Raikage let them go to the battlefield. Killer B participated in most of the battles in the 4th Shinobi World War. He and Naruto first cleared the White Zetsu army on the road, and then met Itachi and Nagato, who were resurrected by the Impure World reincarnation. After Itachi used Kodo Amatsukami to break free from the restraints, they split up. Itachi went to Kabuto Yakushi to stop the Impure World reincarnation, while Killer B and Naruto went directly to find Obito. His battle with Obito was the key to this war. Obito used his pupil power to control the 1 to 7 tails, while Killer B and Naruto had Kakashi and Guy to help them. The two sides were in a stalemate. During this process, Naruto and the Nine Tails finally eliminated their hatred and became friends. Naruto was able to become a perfect Jinchūriki and subdued the other 7-tailed beast. But at this moment, the reincarnated Uchiha Madara defeated the 5 Kage and appeared in front of him. Sasuke and the 4 reincarnated Hokage also rushed to the local battlefield, which became the ultimate decisive battle. After the 6 paths Obito appeared, Killer B's power could no longer influence the situation. Next, he could only rely on Naruto, whom he had taught, and Sasuke, whom he had beaten. Our analysis of Killer B's biography ends here. Friends who like it are welcome to subscribe to my YouTube. I am Narutolysis. See you next time.